doesn't change temperature because it takes a lot of energy to break a hydrogen bond, okay? So it's all about the hydrogen bond. Adhesion. Remember this picture. Adhesion, it's water sticking to something else. So it's the water's ability to stick to other substances. However, why is it important? Huge, big deal. The fact that plants are able to survive is due to adhesion and cohesion. It takes both. So don't forget, it takes both cohesion and adhesion. Now what happens is that water is able to defy gravity. It's able to travel up. Plants do not get water from the top. They get water from the soil. So the water travels up into the roots, up the trunk or stem, depending what you're working with, and out the leaves. It is able to do that because cohesion pulls on the water. Water molecules pull on water. And adhesion, they stick to the sides of the cell walls of the xylem, which is the tube that it travels. It sticks to the side and is able to keep moving up. The reason they even move, though, is because evaporation is happening at the top, called transpiration. And that's why there's more room, so it keeps flowing. So it's vital. Cohesion and adhesion are vital to the life of all plant life. Okay, so we have the universal solvent. Water has this property of being the universal solvent. It's actually, yes, it's due to hydrogen bonds, but it's more due to it being polar. The fact that it has those positive and negative charges is the reason that it's able to dissolve so many things. The most important solutions to your life and to the life of many animals and plants out there. So blood, that's a major solution that we rely on that is majority water-based. Cell cytoplasm, another major solution vital to life. Tree sap, vital to plant life, but we depend on it too. Tree sap is sugar traveling through a plant that eventually becomes fruits and vegetables. And lastly, ocean water is a huge solution that is important to life, and that is for the marine life. So solutions are giant mixtures. They're usually not easily separated, okay? It's not like you can just pick the parts out. The solvent is a substance that dissolves the solutes. Always remember, water is usually the solvent. In any question, water is usually the solvent. And then everything else they say, salt, sugar, whatever else they're talking about is usually the solute. It's what goes into water to make the solution. So your solute is a substance that ends up dissolving. It's the substance that gets dissolved. This image, you need to make sure you know this image. This is straight from your textbook. So if you're making lemonade, this is your solvent. So what's the solvent in lemonade? Water. Water is the solvent. Water is always really the solvent, okay? What would be these big molecules? What are the solutes in lemonade? Well, you don't really, I mean, yeah, you can put lemonade, but I mean, you put lemons, but sugar, lemon juice, lemon powder, depends what you're using to make your lemon. But everything else you put into that solution is the solute. The solvent is the water, okay? Make sure you know that difference. Don't mix it up. One more slide to go. All right, neutral pH. So we have our pH. You need to know the definition of what is an acid. An acid is anything that donates a proton. When I say proton, I'm not talking about the nucleus of an atom. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about hydrogen ions. You see this image here? Whole bunch of hydrogen ions. These H pluses, that's why it's called a proton. Proton's positive. So these are hydrogen ions. Whenever you have a lot of them, you are considered an acid. The chemical is considered an acid. Why? Because when it's put into a mixture, it's going to give off its hydrogen ions. It's going to donate a proton. To represent that with a number, we usually put pH of anywhere between 0, which is super strong, 1, hydrochloric acid, 2, stomach acid, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6 orange juice, things that can still ruin your teeth after a while, sodas, they tend to be like 5, 6, to 7. 7, perfect 7.0 is neutral pure water. That's a perfect pure water, neutral. Basically what that means chemically is that it has the even amount of H's, hydrogens, and OHs. Bases accept protons. So we can see that the bases over here, they have a low hydrogen ion concentration. Low hydrogen ion concentration. Why? Because they have a bunch of OHs. So what bases do, they readily accept protons. They're going to take a proton. So they're going to go ahead and attach, and attach, and attach. They are willing to accept protons. And what is that going to make? Water. Water. It's always the byproduct. That's why if you have an equal amount, what do you have?
Pure water.
Pure water. Okay? You're perfectly even. So this is a solution that has low hydrogen ion concentration. You only have a little bit of hydrogens. It's probably because you have a lot of OHs, and that is what we call a base. The numbers are 7.1 to 14. Most of our human bodily functions occur between 7.35 and 7.45, a very narrow gap, and it's slightly basic. But like, let's see, cleaners, like any soap or detergents you use are usually in the base side. Most soaps and detergents are going to be strong bases. Any questions? Okay, I need one person from your table to come get your clicker. Do not grab one with red tape. Red tape means this doesn't work. One per table.
Yeah.
Nope, I got it. Turn it on. Are your clickers on? Press power on. Alright, you gotta text old school. Okay, so you gotta press, like, if you want A, you press number 2 once. And then if you want B, you press number 2 twice. See the letters down there? Remember how to use that?
Yeah.
Alright. Now, if you want to send it's going to pop up at the bottom of the screen on the bottom right-hand side, and you will press that side button to send. Okay, yeah, only a few people use it.
They're pretty close.
Guys, ready? Okay. If this turns yellow, that means you've answered. You've sent your answer. Okay?
Wait, I'll type in what you said, right?
Yeah, you type in your answer to the question. What causes hydrogen bonds to form between polar molecules?
Our number is not popping up.
Okay.
Number 17.
Okay, 17. Okay.
Never mind, it's up there. Oh, right there, it says 11. Oh, never mind.
He just everyone is perfect screen, right? Anybody still need an answer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're still missing 3 groups.
I think so.
We're still missing 3 groups. 3 groups have an answer. Check your number. It needs to say, it needs to be yellow. The number of your responder.
Are you able to check the time to see how fast
Look right there. What does that look like to you?
Connor, what number you guys have?
31.
14, I think. Let me see the back right here. Yeah, okay.
27.
You know, there actually is a way.
Okay, finally, good. We're all okay. Ooh, wrong. I hate that it keeps running in my classes though. Alright, so you all picked B. Wow, good job. That is the correct answer.
Isn't green right?
Huh?
Isn't green?
I don't pre-program my questions.
Oh, okay.
I'm lazy. Alright, next question. Alright, that's everybody. Alright, we have a few different answers. Which of the following is not caused by hydrogen bonding? The answer is A, pH. Next question. What term describes the sugar in a glass of lemonade? Number 7, I need your answer. Alright, so we had one group pick A, but the rest of you picked C. Good job. That is the right answer. The sugar will be a solute. Good job. What's the pH of a neutral solution? D. Awesome job. Yep. Answer is 7 is a neutral solution. Very good. What is an acid?